The Treblle Tracing view gives you an end-to-end picture of a single user action across every API hop it touched. To link requests together, Treblle uses a unique identifier called a trace ID. The Treblle SDKs automatically look for a header on the incoming request, and if the header is not present, you can also generate a unique ID starting a new trace. Every trace includes the status of that operation, total duration, how many requests and APIs were involved, and what's the parent API where the trace originates. Clicking a trace opens the request stack. Each request card shows the endpoint, method, the load time, and other details you see regarding any request in Treblle. If you select any request, you will find the full request and response details, the headers, body, and the exact payload that was exchanged. Now that's enough to immediately spot a missing header, a bad parameter, or which downstream call added the latency. Let's look at this e-commerce trace. You can see that this operation touched 9 requests, but was only related to a single API, which is the e-commerce API. The complete checkout journey of the user can be seen through this trace. If you see a failed status in your trace, you know that some request in the subsequent hops failed. You can investigate which API caused that request to fail and what data was passed before it failed. Seeing your trace fail due to email validation would immediately make it clear that this isn't a backend issue, but it's a validation issue. The client is sending malformed data, that is a bad email or missing names, and to fix that, you would have to correct the client-side validation. Once you update it, you can rerun the flow and the next trace turns green end-to-end. If the problem was performance instead of correctness, you'd sort the traces by duration. Open the slowest one and scan the stack for the longest individual request. Because each request card also shows location and device, you can immediately tell if a latency spike is region or client specific, which should help you debug network-related issues. Now that you know where the problem sits, who should fix it, you can just tag the team that owns that API and share that issue with them. Multiple teams can collaborate using Treblle. Once you've scanned the trace list, drilled into a failing or slow hop, reviewed the exact headers and payloads, you can reproduce the issue, ship a targeted fix, and confirm it on the very next trace. For complex systems, traces are an invaluable tool for understanding how different microservices or APIs interact to fulfill a user request.